As David's life drew to a close, he faced both the rewards and the consequences of his choices. His reign had brought Israel into a period of prosperity and strength, but the challenges within his family, as well as the repercussions of his sins, had taken a toll on his health and spirit. Still, David's love for God remained steadfast, and he continued to rely on God's guidance to the end. In his later years, David prepared for the future of Israel by making provisions for a permanent temple to honor God. He had long desired to build a magnificent temple in Jerusalem, but God revealed to him that he would not be the one to build it. Instead, this honor would be given to his son Solomon. Accepting God's will, David devoted his remaining years to gathering materials and resources for the temple, ensuring Solomon would have everything he needed to complete the task. His dedication to the temple project showed David's deep desire to leave a spiritual legacy for Israel. David also focused on securing a peaceful succession. His older son Adonijah attempted to claim the throne before David's death, gathering supporters to crown himself king. However, David had already chosen Solomon as his successor, in line with God's command. Bathsheba, Solomon's mother, and the prophet Nathan brought this to David's attention, urging him to fulfill his promise to make Solomon king. Acting swiftly, David arranged for Solomon to be anointed as king, establishing his authority before any conflict could arise. By affirming Solomon's place on the throne, David helped secure a peaceful transition and ensured stability for the kingdom. In his final days, David gave Solomon his last instructions, urging him to follow God faithfully and obey his commandments. He reminded Solomon that success as a king would not come from military might or political strategy, but from loyalty to God. David's advice reflected the lessons he had learned throughout his own life: the importance of humility, obedience, and reliance on God. David encouraged Solomon to act with wisdom, administer justice, and protect the nation's worship of God. David's death marked the end of an era for Israel. Despite his flaws and failures, he had been a man after God's own heart, who trusted God deeply and repented earnestly. His psalms, written throughout his life, expressed his unwavering faith, capturing both his joy and sorrow, his triumphs and struggles. These psalms would become a spiritual legacy, inspiring generations with prayers, songs, and reflections on God's goodness. As David passed away, Solomon took the throne, inheriting a united and prosperous kingdom. Under David's leadership, Israel had become a powerful nation, respected by surrounding kingdoms. His dedication to worship, justice, and faith had set a foundation for the future. Though David was not without faults, his life demonstrated the power of repentance and God's mercy, reminding Israel that even a flawed leader can leave a legacy of faith. David's legacy continued through his lineage, which would ultimately lead to Jesus Christ, the Messiah, fulfilling God's covenant with David that his throne would endure forever. David's life, marked by both struggle and grace, became a testament to God's faithfulness to his people. Applications: Leaving a spiritual legacy. David's dedication to preparing for the temple shows the importance of leaving a lasting spiritual legacy. Our lives can impact future generations when we invest in things that honor God. Obedience over ambition. David accepted that he would not build the temple himself, showing humility and obedience to God's will. Trusting God's plan means letting go of our own ambitions when necessary, knowing His ways are best. A father's guidance. David's instructions to Solomon reflect the importance of guiding the next generation with wisdom. Passing down lessons of faith helps build a foundation of strength and stability for those who follow us. Repentance restores. Despite his sins, David's heartfelt repentance brought him back to God, leaving a legacy of faith rather than failure. This reminds us that repentance can restore our relationship with God, no matter our past. God's faithfulness to his promises. God's promise that David's throne would endure forever came true through Jesus Christ. David's story assures us that God's promises are steadfast, even when we falter.